All right, so we'll go ahead and get started. All right, so this is an overview of Leap 360, and if you have any questions as we go along, just ask them. This is going to be pretty much informal. Just a couple of things I want to mention to you. So make sure you have access to the Canvas course for Leap 360. I'm going to put the link to join this course because this is where all the information will be. I'm going to put the link to join the course in the chat area. So let me go ahead and get it. All right, so let's see. I think it's this one. So I'm going to copy and paste in the chat area. So in the chat area, I pasted the link to enroll in the Canvas course. So just go ahead and do that. And let me know if you have any issues. All right. Okay. So all of you are able to use the link. Melanie? Okay. All right. Amanda says she's enrolled. All right, good. All right. So when you get to that Canvas course, notice that the table at the top, there's information for coordinators, and then there's information for teachers. All right. So the first thing I want to mention to you is that the testing calendar. So right here in the Canvas course, see right here, there's the testing calendar. So let me go ahead and click on this. So I'm going to click on the testing calendar link. I'm going to use a down arrow, and it's going to open it up. And this is a testing calendar. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and enlarge it. So the top table is for math, and the bottom table is for ELA. So notice that for math and ELA, the diagnostic has the same dates, August 19th through September 13th. And then after that, everything changes. So there are two interims for math and only one interim for ELA. So that's different from what we've had in the last 3 years. So there's only two interims for math and one interim for ELA. The district has decided to make the practice test optional for math and make the practice test required for ELA. All right, any questions at this point? Make sure you ask. So the interim 1 and interim 2, notice the dates. The dates are not the same as they were in the past. So it differs based on when their modules ended, when the interim 1 standards were taught based on those modules. So for example, third grade math, that interim 1 will be given from December 16th through January 13th. Fourth grade math will be given from November 11th through December 6th. So notice the different dates for each of those. Sixth grade, because of the standards that's on the sixth grade interim and where it ends in Eureka Math or illustrative, whatever is being used, that first interim is not going to be given until January. And then interim 2 for sixth grade will be given in the middle of February. So notice the different dates for each of those courses. ELA is a little bit more straightforward since there's only one interim. Notice that for all of ELA, interim 1 is on the same date, same days, January 7th through the 30th. All right? Okay, so that's the testing calendar. Any questions on the testing calendar? So it's going to, for these school test coordinators, it's gonna they're gonna have to keep track of all of these days. Now I'll send reminders of when they need to start creating test sessions because they are gonna have to create test sessions for each of those and put students in those test sessions. The same thing for the diagnostic. So before students can take the diagnostic, your school test coordinator has to go into DRC and create all those test sessions. Then they also have to make sure that the students' accommodations are in DRC. For example, text to speech. Can we assign? So, question Melanie's asking: can we assign other personnel to be LEAP 360 coordinator, or does it have to be the STC? So, um, the from my understanding is that the school test coordinator, since they're being paid a stipend, the school test coordinator is responsible for all of testing. You can have a backup, and on that form that you filled out, that Google form, there was a section for school test coordinator, and then everything else was backup. So Melanie, that answer your question, your school test coordinator is getting a stipend. That person's responsible for all testing. So any information I send out is always sent out to the school test coordinator. Amanda, you had a question?
I do. Could you repeat what you said about DRC? You said the test, the school, I'm sorry, the STC, they are responsible for creating test sessions in DRC for, I got confused in what you said at that point. Could you repeat that?
Yes. So it in the past 3 years, if you recall, the students are already automatically rostered. The test coordinator didn't have to do anything in terms of creating test sessions. Students logged into um, I forgot what it's called. They logged into a platform and then they automatically took the test. In DRC, that's where the students have to take the test. The and it's just like the LEAP test. So the students go and they take the test. The test coordinators have to create test sessions. The same thing for LEAP 360. The test coordinator, school test coordinators got to go in, and for each of the diagnostics and for each of those interims, they have to create test sessions. Did I answer your question?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay. So it's something they're going to have to get used to now. It's a little bit different than in the past, in the last several years. They're the ones that's going to have to create the test sessions. So Melanie's asking, the SEC can give rights to other school staff to have certain rights in DRC, right? We are hoping to allow our counselor to head up LEAP 360. All right, so Melanie, I'm just saying everything I send out is sent out to the school test coordinator. That is our department policy. So if you have your school counselor heading up LEAP 360, your school test coordinator is going to have to send all that email to that person. Also keep in mind that only the school test coordinator is being paid that stipend. No other person, no backup, no other person taking over Leap 360 or taking over other responsibilities of testing is going to be given that stipend. All right, so just want to make sure you understand that. Um, so if you give your counselor, if you tell your counselor they're responsible for Leap 360, it is also very important you tell that counselor they're not getting the stipend because they're not the school test coordinator. Okay. Um, all right. So any questions on um, the schedule of when the interims and the diagnostics are being given? And it's a lot of new information for you, so just make sure you ask those questions. And all of you, Melanie, Amanda, those were questions that need to be asked. Anyone else? Okay. Now, so in the Canvas course, so remember, let me remind you where we got this calendar. So right here is the testing calendar. All right. Now, um, something else that your school test coordinator has to be aware of. And in Leap 360, there are different forms. Different forms. So right here, let me see if I can find it real quick. All right, right here, it says this for the diagnostic test. You'll see it says, which version do I give? And then for the interim, right here, which version do I give? So depending on the grade level and whether it's the diagnostic or the interim, each one has different versions. So I'm going to have a virtual meeting with the school test coordinators on this, but just to let you know, they need to make sure that when they're creating the test sessions, that they're using the correct version. Because if they're using a different version, then the data is no longer going to be valid, and DRC is not going to go in and delete these answers that the students put in. All right, so what I want to do now is I want to go to the diagnostic test and click on which version do I give. So when I click on this, you'll see this. So I can't expand it, but hopefully you can see it. So ELA is a little tricky for the diagnostic. Now remember, this is the diagnostic. ELA is a little tricky. So for ELA grades 3, 4, and 6, when they create the test sessions, they're going to use Form 1B, which is expository. For 5th grade, they're going to use expository, but the test that corresponds to expository is not Form 1B, it's Form 1A. So we need to be a little bit careful when we're creating those test sessions. And then for ELA 7, 8th, English 1, and English 2, the curriculum department indicated that they are going to be doing the argument portion of the test. So that's going to be Form 1A. And then for math is easy for the diagnostic. There's only one version. All right, so it's going to be the ELA that your school test coordinator is going to need to be very careful when creating those test sessions. They have to make sure they're using the correct version. DRC is now going to go in and delete. In the last 3 years, since we're on the contract, we the person we contracted with, the previous vendor, they went in and deleted any mistakes that were made by the schools. And that's not going to be the case anymore. So we need to be very careful when creating those test sessions. All right, so that was for the diagnostic. Now I'm going to go back to the home page and I'm going to look at the interim. All right, now, so right here, your school test coordinator is going to go here when we start the interims. So let me go ahead and click on that. And notice this is in a table form. So it's a little bit more complicated for the interims in terms of the versions. So for example, for interim one, now notice the green is English and the blue is math. So for interim one, for grade 3, your school test coordinator needs to make sure that they're using version form 1B. And then for grade 4, it's form 1A and so on, depending on the task. So the curriculum department decided that the narrative task will be given for certain grades and the literary task will be given for certain grades. Notice there's no interim 2 for English. There's only one interim. For math, interim 1, all of the grades will be using form 1 except for grade 7. Grade 7 is going to be using form 1B. And then interim 2, all the grades for math will be using form 2 except 6 and 7, which will be using form 2A. 2A. All right, so when you're having conversations with your school test coordinator, remind them that they need to make sure they're using the correct version. All right, Joy's asking, once students complete the assessment and submit, will the results be available? All right, it's a good question. All right, Joy. So here's the situation. There's only a few reports in Leap 360, and most of the reports, in order for the report to be available, the teacher has to go in and score the writing responses. So once they take the computer, once they take the diagnostic or the interim, it has computer graded responses and it has about 2 responses that the teacher has to score. The reports will not be available until the teacher scores the responses. So your first question, did I answer your first question, Joy?
Yes, thank
Okay,
you.
you're welcome. The second question she's asking is this: is there a certain platform to view the data? Yes, the same way that you went in to view your LEAP scores last semester, in DRC. That's where they're going to go, in DRC. So let me show you real quick. I'm going to go back to the home page. So in the Canvas course right here, you'll see information on reports accessible by the test coordinator. So there are student reports, there's multi-level reports for teachers, and there's multi-level reports for schools. And then how to find those reports. So there's something there on how to show them how to find those reports. So this, when they start looking at the reports, they want to go here to do this. For teachers, let me go ahead and go a little bit further down. There's information for teachers on how to get those reports. So you have your student reports, you have the multi-level reports for teachers, and then information on how to find those reports. So everything they need to get information on those reports is in the Canvas course. All right, did I answer your second question? And it's going to be in DRC, by the way. So your school test coordinator will have to give access to the teachers in DRC. And then somewhere around here, I have information. I got to find it, but I have information on on how to do that, on how to show them how to do that.
Okay, okay, great. Miss, so next week we have middle school because at JTA we're middle school and elementary, so there's a middle school training similar to this, I believe, but then we also have a Dibbles training that's happening simultaneously. If will the virtual training for middle school next week will it be recorded so my STC can kind of pick up whatever she missed because she'll also be at the Dibbles training.
Yeah. So yes, I'm recording this one as well. So I'm going to put that on the Canvas course, and I'll record the one for next week. And so the the Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday when teachers come back, we were told not to do any training with teachers on Monday because we were told that the principals didn't want teachers out of the classroom. So then on Wednesday we were told that the only time that we could do anything with teachers was in the afternoon, and it was only going to be with secondary. So that left us, or me, with Tuesday. And Cynthia and Bobby and Sonia are having training with elementary school test coordinators. I think it's at the Child Nutrition Center on Tuesday, and I think it's all day um, on Dibbles and a couple of other things. So what I decided to do is for an hour and a half during that time do a virtual meeting with the middle and high school. So that's why you see on the schedule for next week this training only for middle and high school because I didn't have time Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday to do it with elementary because of the restrictions that I was given. But I am going to record it, and I'll have multiple trainings. I'll have some more trainings for school test coordinators just in case they didn't attend or they have questions. I'll have office hours. Catrice had a
Thank
quick.
you.
You're welcome.
Yes, sir, I did. And if necessary or when necessary, can we request like for you to push into some PLC maybe virtually to help train teachers or to get our questions asked, or is that a possibility?
I'll have office hours.
Okay. Okay.
So there are other district meetings that we have to attend. So I can't um, say
I get it.
yes. You
I,
understand? But I will have office hours, and then teachers can always email, call. Your school test coordinators can
right.
always email or call, and
Okay.
I'm
I
always
like the office. I'm sorry. I like the office hours idea, so I'll make sure to let my teachers know that too.
yeah. Okay.
Thank you, Mr.
You're
Dozat.
welcome. You're welcome. All right. Any other questions? All right. So make sure you tell teachers that they need to get access to this Canvas course. And so one way to do that, one way they can do that is this way. So they log into Canvas. So they would do this. Let's see. They could go to ebrschools.org and then go to employee portal right here. I don't know if you see it, but remember it's right here. Employee portal, and then they go to quick links. So remember the quick links is right here. They go there, and then they find Canvas. So Canvas is right here. So they click on Canvas, and I'm already signed in. So they're going to have to sign in, but what they need is this right here, the one that says Leap 360 EBR, and so if they don't have that link, that the one that I just gave you, then they can just do this. They can go to courses, and then scroll, and then up here right here. It says all courses, so they click on that. And then right here, they're going to click on browse more courses. And once they do that, they just type in Leap 360 and then search. And then the course shows up, and then they click on join the course right here. Okay? So if they don't have the link, then that's one way to do that. Any questions? Catrice, you have another question? Your hand's still up.
No, I just didn't take it off.
Okay.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. It's all right. All right. Okay. So then also, let me see if I can get this real quick. Last Thursday, I sent the invitation for this course to Miss Williams, Miss Laura Williams, to send to the principals, and I'm not sure if she had time to do that. So this morning, I sent an email, an invitation to the principals who submitted a Google form. So I'm not sure if you were aware of this meeting because I sent it or Miss Williams sent it. But you received an invite from me because of the Google form that you had to complete. You know what I'm talking about? And so these, let me just quickly, so right now, and I'm trying not, I'm gonna have to delete those, shoot, I'm gonna have to delete those email addresses. It's being recorded. We're not supposed to use email addresses, but these are the schools right here that submitted that Google form. So those are the ones that, well, no, that can't be right. I'm sorry. All right. Okay. So those are the ones that I'm trying to figure out what's going on because I filtered it right here, but it's not showing all of them. Anyway, so that's how you got the invite because you submitted that Google form. So if you're on here and you didn't submit that Google form, make sure you submit it because I can't give access to DRC to school test coordinators for Leap 360 or for principals until that Google form's completed. Now, if you submit a Google form, all of you should have received information from DRC indicating that you got access to Leap 360 diagnostic interim, right? Y'all got access? Hello? Okay, Catrice says she did. All right, so when you go to DRC, you should see. Let me go ahead and log in. Okay, so when you go to my administration and let's say you want to create a test session, so your school test coordinators are going to go to test management and then manage test sessions, and then for the administration, if you have access, you should see diagnostic Leap 360 diagnostic interim 2425. So if you have access, you should see it. Okay. All right. So everything is created in Leap 360 by the school test coordinator. And then I gave you access. So just to let you know, if you want to give access to, let's say, a teacher on your school campus, it's very easy to do. Does anyone um, want me to show you how to do that?
No, I'm okay with the Mr. Michael. I'm just curious. So, individuals who had access prior to my tenure here as principalship at JTA, will they still continue to have access, or is it starting over this school year?
So notice that Leap 360 is based per year. So notice um, right here it says Leap 360 24-25. So no one would have had access to it before. Is that what you're asking?
Yes, and also like 24, 25 leap scores as well.
No teacher will have the only the only individuals that should have access to Leap scores should be the principal, the school test coordinator, maybe the guidance counselor, maybe the AP. No teacher should have access to the Leap scores in DRC. Um, Now, what some schools do is they print out the score reports for the students and they give them to the teachers. But but no one should have access to the Leap scores other than an administrator or a school test coordinator. What school you at, Joy?
I'm at Jefferson Terrence.
Okay, so
Terry.
so I'm gonna go to just to see who has access at your schools. Let me go to user management. Um, all right, and then and you could find all of you can find out who has access at your school. So let me go to, let's see. I'm trying to find elementary. Here we go. Leap 2025 Spring 2024. The user role, I'm going to click on all. EBR School Jefferson Terrace, and then we're going to find user. All right, so um, you can see who has access to those scores, but you're not listed, Joy. Am I in the right school?
You are in the right school. I am not listed. But I did receive an email from you last week. So I need some individuals removed off this list, and I need to be added to this list. So what are my next steps?
Okay. And your principal?
I am today, Mr. Mike.
Okay. Who who do you need now? This is for spring 2024, and who do you need removed?
No. For spring 24-20. You talking about for the previous year?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. That wasn't during my tenure. But coming up this school
Okay.
year, I just need, yeah.
Yeah. So what happens is when the new administration so the test will be given in the spring 2025, and then around that time, Bobby is the one that does elementary. So she's going to give access to the school test coordinator, and our department policy is to also give access to the principal. So that's when you're going to get it.
Okay. All right.
And
Perfect.
then you or the school test coordinator can give access to whoever else you want to have access. Okay?
Okay. Perfect.
Okay. All right. Any other questions? All right. Any questions on Leap 360? Anything? All right. So just a reminder, everything is in the Canvas course. There's a task one right here for test coordinators right now. So when I click on it, um, task one just mentions accessing the portal and verifying access to diagnostic interim 2024-25. So just make sure you just like I did a while ago, that you remind your school test coordinator to make sure that they have access to Leap 360 24-25. So that's our first task. Then a subsequent task will be to make sure they create test sessions, um, make sure they give access to the teachers, and so forth. And then right here is see right here, assigning diagnostic interim to a user. So that's where they would go if they don't know how to do it. That's where they would go. But I'll have some more trainings with them just in case they need help with any of this. Um, Also, just to let you know, right here from the LDUI website, which is where I got quite a bit of this information, is the Leap 360 website on the Louisiana Department of Education. So this is Teacher's Guide to Leap 360, the online tools training, and then you scroll down and you have all this information down here. All right, so remember I got that from right here, this link right here. All right, anything else? So Melanie, I've switched schools also. I only have access to what I had before, tied to my previous school. Um, what school you located? What school? Mayfair? Or are you, let me. So let me see if I can find Mayfair on here. So so Melanie. So here's the thing. So Mister your principal, your principal. I remember I only gave access to the school test coordinator and the principal. Your principal did not have you as a school test coordinator. Was that incorrect? So Mel, that's correct. I'm back up. Yeah. So here's what your school test coordinator, Miss Barber. So I gave access to Miss Barber. Miss Barber is going to give you access. Does that make sense? That's why okay. So that's why you don't have access to Leap 360 and DRC, because I only our policy, our department policy is to only give access to the school test coordinator and to the principal, and then the principal. I'm sorry, the school test coordinator then gives access to the backup or any other person that the principal wants to give access to. All right, Joy's asking, will you host additional trainings for creating sessions and adding accommodations? Yes. Sometime, so the diagnostic doesn't begin until the 19th. And so, as I'm looking at my calendar, so it doesn't begin until August 19th. And there's quite a bit of work that they're going to need to do it's going to take some time for them to create the test sessions because they're going to need the rosters. They're going to have to put the students in a session. If the student requires text to speech, they need to make sure that they put that accommodation first before they put the student in a test session because then text to speech would not work. So there's all kinds of things that they need to be aware of. So I planned on having um, a couple of the trainings the week of the 12th. So the 13th, Cynthia is having a school test coordinated meeting at the PDC, and I believe that's all day on the 13th. So I can't do anything on the 13th. So that only leaves me the 12th, the Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So that only gives me a few days to do anything with this. So I'm going to try and do something on the 12th and then something on the 14th, at least 2 days on creating test sessions. But yeah, I'll do something with creating test sessions and then adding the accommodations. Now, they need to make sure, though, Joy, that they know which students need accommodations, because I don't know who that is. Your school test coordinator would have to get information from your 504 coordinator or from your special ed teachers at your school. Um, but
Okay.
but but I can show them how to go in and add those those accommodations in DRC, but they would need to already know which students need what. There's also no for Leap 360. Just up here, just for all of you to know, Leap 360 does not provide achievement levels. I always get that question. Same thing in the past 3 years. Are there achievement levels such as advanced mastery? There is none. The state only does achievement levels for summative assessments, not formative. These are all formative assessments here. So there are no achievement levels. Okay? Um, all right. And there was something else I wanted to say and I forgot. It'll come to me. All right. Any other questions? Okay. So if you don't have any other, yeah,
I'm sorry, I do have a
go ahead.
question, and I don't know if you can answer this or not, but our 3-5 math teachers also give like the mid module assessments in Illuminate. And the module assessments in Illuminate, will they still be required to do that in addition to the Leap 360 interims, or will we get guidance from um,
So
our executive director? Yeah.
so all right. Our department is not does not oversee
Okay.
curriculums stuff.
Okay.
So any guidance in terms of are the modules assessments required, that has to come from curriculum. We
Okay.
only oversee pre and post tests, and by the way, the pre and post tests have always been optional. Those were never required by our office. Most principals require them for SLT purposes,
SLP.
but those were never required by our office. The only thing that was
Okay.
required by our office were the diagnostic and interims,
hmm
um,
Okay.
and also the summative assessments. But that's a given. The state
Okay.
assessments.
Thank you, Mr.
Yeah,
Smith.
yeah.
Okay.
So
Thank you.
so that information, I would contact Miss Williams, or
hmm
um, yeah, I would contact Miss Williams and see if the module assessments in the curriculum are required. I don't know if they
hmm
are or not.
Okay. All right. Thank you,
Yeah,
Mr.
you're welcome.
Bozak.
Any other question?
So
Yeah.
that was a question that I had as well. I think that was Miss Hall that stated that, but
Yeah.
also the question, the training for that runs simultaneously as
Mm-hmm.
the training for next week. So my STC is she's over all of it.
I know.
Mm-hmm.
um, So will it be recorded maybe?
The training for the stuff that the curriculums,
The D Yeah, the DNA Illuminate, yeah.
um wait, the DNA Illuminate.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Oh, I
it's
see what
next
you're
week
talking
from
about.
11 to
Oh,
12.
I don't know if Mary's going to record that. I record mine, um, and I'll post it, but I don't know if Mary will record hers. I'll ask her and see if she could record. I'm sure she will. I'll remind her to record it. That's Mary that's going to do the DNA one. But I'll ask her to
Okay.
record it.
All right.
Yeah, all those questions, just keep asking. All right, any others? Okay. Um, so I did record this. It's like 46 minutes recording, so I'll post it. I need to go in though. There's some email addresses that showed up. I've got to go in and blur out those email addresses. You're welcome. All right, and so I'll have more trainings for the school test coordinators. I have one with the middle and high school next week, and then the week after that I'll have two more, Monday and then probably Wednesday or Thursday, to discuss how to assign the diagnostic interim to your teachers, and then how to create test sessions, because that's going to be what they need to be working on. All right, so I appreciate it. And again, if you always email or call if you have any questions. Did all of you sign in? I had the link earlier. Okay. All right. Have a good day, y'all.